Keon talked to us today about how you're still figuring out some of the guys for wide receiver, maybe like 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you feel more pressure when you have less reps with those guys to like really make the most of it for their case, or like how does that work from your mentality?
No, I mean, I think the best thing I can do is, again, continue to be the best teammate that I can be, talk them through things if they have questions, and then obviously when they're in with me, just doing my job and trying to give them a chance to catch the football. So yeah, I know we're getting close to the end here, but our guys are working extremely hard. I'm proud of them.
When Curtis Samuel is healthy, and what does he offer this health?
Yeah, it's a little bit of juice. The shiftiness, the quickness that he has when the ball's in his hands. He's an electric football player. So, just getting him back to health and getting him out there and getting reps with us. That's it was good to see that today.
With Khalil, how confident are you that even though you're missing time on the field with him, that you guys can pick it up when he's healthy?
Yeah, I mean, I think out of anyone, I've got the most reps with him just throughout the years, and I'm as confident as him as I am anybody. So I've got no doubt that when he gets back, it'll be smooth. But again, making sure that he's doing everything he can do to get back on the field, which I know he's doing. He's a football player. He does everything the right way. Still being engaged in meetings and talking through things on the sideline. So he's a pro's pro. Yeah, developing. Not just with him, but everybody. Just making sure I'm trying to get as many reps with everybody. But yeah, he's doing a great job understanding where he's at. Asks a lot of questions, which obviously from the quarterback perspective, it's great to have that, a guy that wants to learn and wants to know what you're thinking. So we got a lot of guys like that on in that wideout room, and again, every day that goes by, we're going to continue to try to get better.
There's a report that Gabe Davis has been told
No. I love Gabe, and I'm sure I'll see him over the next day or two, and happy to see him. Obviously, love that guy. He was awesome when he was here, and I know he's getting back to full health here soon. So who knows? We'll see.
Have you been in contact with him at all since you heard he was
Yeah. We've been in we really haven't stopped being in contact since he left. So
Look at the game against the Bears, like just kind of whether it's watching it live, watching it on film, like what do you take away from a game like that when, obviously you're not playing, but also you're trying to glean as much from the team perspective as you can?
Yeah, I think we don't want to see the Bears in the preseason. They kicked our butt last year too, so taking it with a grain of salt. Watching the film, it's never as bad, never as good as you think it is. Trying to correct things, obviously. We don't game plan much in the preseason here. We just ask that guys go out there and put their best stuff on the field. And I don't know if we did that as a whole unit. But again, that's why we play the preseason. That's why we're doing joint practices to try different things, to figure out what guys can and can't do, and what we can and can't do as an offense. Figure out what we're good at, what we're not good at. So, every experience is a learning experience. It's the preseason at the end of the day. I know. I'm sure people are making a big deal out of it, but we're using that as an opportunity to get better.
For you individually, when you're just kind of, you're not playing, what do you glean from watching film on that?
Yeah, I mean, taking as many mental reps as possible, thinking what I would do if I was in the game, and again, just trying to keep guys on the sideline with juice and energy. And I feel like the sideline throughout the game was pretty energized. We were, we had a lot of energy. So now we got to go on the field and put the best product out that we can, and that's what we'll do throughout practice. Work hard, continue to work on some things, and look forward to next week.
Josh, just got over here. Sorry for you to ask this, but so many guys have been in and out of the lineup this whole preseason training camp. How difficult does that make it to kind of get on track and in the rhythm?
I honestly don't think it's too difficult. I think obviously guys are jumping in and stepping up when they can. As a quarterback, it can test your skills because you're throwing to different bodies, different speeds, different movements, and that's honestly good practice in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting reps with everybody, so that's a cool thing, is getting to throw to some guys that maybe I wouldn't have if things were different. But it's good to see guys step up. We got a lot of young guys that are smart football players and going in there and doing the best that they can.
On Sunday in the preseason, at least up to this point, do you do anything extra? Are you planning anything extra to make sure, obviously you're not getting the game
I mean, still conditioning. We did some before this last game, and I'm sure we'll do some in Tampa. Just making sure that game reps are. It's a lot different. The amount of exhaustion that happens during a game, you can't really rep it. So just making sure that I'm as in control of that as possible, and making sure I'm getting extra reps conditioning.
In that sense, how valuable was that joint practice to get in something like a game-like condition?
It was awesome. I think that's those are invaluable reps, and yeah, I mean, it's good to go against somebody else, not our defense, and to try different things and to have different looks, for our line. How are we blocking this look if the safety's down on this? It's just different nuances, and it's very, very valuable stuff.
Throwing like a lot of different wide receivers, how does that help you as a quarterback?
Again, I think the ability to change arm slots, to change ball positioning. Some guys are faster, some guys are slower, some guys are bigger, some guys are smaller. And we're asking them to run the same routes. And if you got a 6'4" guy running the same route as a 5'10" guy, the ball is going to be a little bit different, and that's different reps that you have to get. So it's all reactionary stuff, and I think from the quarterback, like I said, perspective, I think that's a good thing.
Coming off of last season, what process did you go through to identify areas that you wanted to get better at and attack?
Yeah, a lot of film work, making sure that my eyes and my feet are synced up as well as they can be. That's why Chris Hess is here again. Small little things. I go back to last year. I mean, there's still things on film I look, I'm like, what was I thinking here? Why am I looking left when I know I should be looking right? And a lot of freebies that could have been last year that we didn't take advantage of that hopefully we can this year.
We've been asking you questions about Keion since like April to this point. Where have you seen him grow from when we started asking you those questions up until this point?
I think maturation, just in terms of being a professional, doing things the right way. Again, he's asked to do a lot in this offense. We're asking him to do more now too. And I think Joe always says the opportunity for doing, or the reward for doing, is the opportunity to do more. And I think that's what he's gotten right now, is making sure that he knows every position, because he will be inside, he will be outside. We're going to ask him to do different things. He's going to have to go in and block a safety, but that's going to open up opportunities in the play action pass game for him. And I think he's eager for that opportunity. It's awesome. I mean, I think our quarterback room as a whole is one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. Just the guys that we have in there, great human beings, guys that love football, guys that love the camaraderie of being on a football team. And Shane's no different. The knowledge that he has of the game too, it's very beneficial for me. It's helpful. The way that he sees the game is very similarly to the way that I see the game. Able to bounce ideas back and forth, and he's been a huge help in that room.